Hi there everyone, another tutorial. This is a little bit different. I'm showing you a tutorial on how to make the most of your glass pieces and how to cut the most out of it before you go to your saw. Okay, that is this tutorial. I'm not the tutorial on how to make the birds. If you want to learn how to do birds, you can go on to Glasshoppa's the Patreon page, and I'll have a link below. But he's an amazing artist. He has amazing tutorials. I love him. And you can go on there. I'm not going to go in and show you how to do the birds. I just want to show you how to cut and make the most of your glass. Everyone thinks you have to have a big huge space and split, and yeah, you don't. How to make these little right in here where it's nice and tight. See that? And here where it's nice and tight. I'm going to show you how to do that. Everybody says, how do you do your birds? Well, I'm not going to show you how to do the birds. I'm going to show you how I cut out my birds. If you want to know how to do the birds, again, visit the Patreon page with Glasshoppa. Amazing guy, amazing. Jim Matthews. Okay, so let me get this all prepared and I shall be right back. So what you'll need, your glass. This white paper is going to be considered my glass because you can't see me writing on this. I can see it, but you cannot see it with the camera, and then you'll have the glare. Okay, so you have your bird, your pattern. This one I had gotten off of the Cricut cutting machine, but you can get any pattern off of the internet, anything like that. But this came off the Cricut. Your pen, because you're going to have to write on it. I like the Milwaukee because it's waterproof, but if you do not have a waterproof pen, get some chapstick, go over your pen marks of where you're going to go through the saw, because you will need a saw, or you can do the corners by yourself. It just won't be as sharp, but you can get those little bitties at a time, little bit at a time. You got your Grosing pliers. You got your I can't think of the name of those, but you got those. And your cutter. You need a ball. If yours doesn't have a ball, get a ball. Okay. Need to clean your glass. And always have a little container for your glass pieces and a paper towel. Every cut you will need, every time you're finished cutting and breaking, clean it up before you start the new piece. So I'm going to show you how I get the most out of my glass. Okay, I start with the back up against the line at the top of the sheet. Okay. And then I trace it. I always have black markers on my fingers. People always wonder why, but oh well. I just tell them I'm a glass artist. It confuses them because why would your fingers be that way if they're black? I mean, if you're a glass artist, but it's, yeah. Anyway, so you do that. Go in, get that. That. There you go. See, that's your first one. See that? And then I start at the top and get this as close as I can. If you don't really feel comfortable and just want a straight line, but I get mine close. And I'll show you what I do. Here we go. There you go. And then I do it this way. So the red glass that I'm using is stained glass. Yeah, you're not supposed to fuse stained glass. I've been fusing these birds for quite a while with the red glass, but I'm not mixing it with any other glass. It is just the Cardinals, the red. It's just red with glass line paint. So yeah. And then you just keep doing this all the way across, all the way down until you get to the end. There you go. Then what I do, and I'm going to do it with, because this won't cut this, I'm going to actually do this with a knife. Sorry, here we go. A knife. Okay, it does the same thing, except for it cuts paper. So what I do is normally I go up, just start at one end, go down and around, over. Don't start over, just over. When they're the backs, pretty darn close. The backs are touching, the lines are touching right at the tip here, and you just bring it down. Okay? So what I do with my grozing pliers, not grozing pliers, but these, I hit each end. Now, if I start here and I move down, I'm going to do this side. We do not always start at the beginning where we start. There's always that little tiny. But if you go off the edge, and you go off the edge, you know it's been hit all the way to the end. That's where I do it. I just barely click where I hear it hit a click. I do it all the way down. Then I flip it over. So let's do. So this. See that? I flip it over. Pretend they're together still. And I start wherever that run is started and tap it going all the way down. Sometimes they just pop off. If they do that, that's fine. But otherwise, you do that all the way down. Just tap all of them. You want to cut all of these at once. Flip the whole thing over, or do the click, 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 click. Do the whole thing over and then tap it. Start the tapping where you did the splitting. Start the splitting where you ended the cut. So if you're cutting this way, you're going to... So normally I cut away from me. Okay? So this would be the end. I would turn the whole sheet over and just barely hit that. Then all the way down, flip the whole thing over, and then tap, 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 tap. And you can see it running. Tap, 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 tap. And then split it. So I'm actually going to show you on another piece. Now, because I use stained glass, I cannot fuse this piece with these, okay? So this will go into a different bucket, but I really want to show you what I do. So you trace them. Then you put the tummy as close as you can where all of it fits on the glass. Okay. Oops, move that a little bit. It's harder when you're doing it on being videotaped, even though I'm videotaping myself. And then turn it over. Make sure, now this piece would be longer, so move it down. I'm going to shorten the tail a little bit. That's okay if it's shorter because these are pretty long tails. Okay, but I have the backs touching, making sure all the glass for the head is on there. Okay. Same thing, as close as possible. You don't want the tail to overlap the beak. And then so far I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the 5th one I'm getting on here. And this piece is only, what, just over 13 inches. And I'm able to get that many out of there. That's pretty good. If your pieces are short, you don't want to shorten the head. Just shorten the tail, because these tails, like I said, on mine anyways, are pretty long. I like them long. Now this is a good way of doing other birds too, but I'm just trying to show you the closest way you can get more out of your glass, because a lot of people space them out. Oh, I need all this room. You don't. You really don't need all this room. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds. Okay, so it starts here. Now, I'm not going on the lines. I'm going in between the lines here. The only time I'll really go on the line is where the wings match. Okay. You hear that noise? Ha ha ha. I love that noise. There's 1. 2. 3. 4 and 5. Okay, so I started here, and did you hear me? I know some people say, don't go off of it. Don't go off of it. I go off of it. I've been using this for 3 years, at least, if not longer, and it's still going strong. Okay, so you want to start where you go. You know, you start where you end. You just want to hear a click. Sometimes they'll come off right away, but you hear that? That one, when it's pretty much where the backs meet, they pretty much go through. But it's this curvy part that gets you. Hear that click? Hear that click? Now, turn it over. I clicked here. Turn it over. I'm going to start here. And I'm going to run it down. Sorry for the noise, but I really want you to see what I'm talking about. And look, it just popped apart. See that? See that? And I got 2 birds, and then I'll cut each one of those out. Let's turn these over. There's 3 birds here. Now I clicked here. Hard time seeing it because I wrote on this. There you go. See? There you go. It plopped right out. This one's going to be easier because it's pretty much a straight line. See there? Nice. Nice and easy, right? I'm going to start these later because these, all like I said, are different stained glass piece. And I don't want them to get mixed up. Clean this up a little bit. Get all this stained glass off of here. I really don't want to mix these up. The reason I'm keeping my scraps for the other ones, because when we put the copper legs down, you'll need a chunk of the glass. Okay, let me fold this in half so we don't have all these birds. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's get this. And I'll do all my cutting first. For each piece. Okay, and then start off at the softer area first. Cut. Make that as close to a corner as I can. There we go. There we go. See, I broke that and it came right off. We'll leave this and we'll use that on the saw. We have this area and that area. Well, let's see. One pull. It's gone. This one. This is why you wear glasses. Safety. See, they go everywhere, right? And what do I want to do? I'm going to break it just a tad bit. Hear that crack? So now I'm going to try running it all the way up. Now you can use the saw for this part too, but those blades are quite expensive, so I tried to use as least amount as possible. See that? Came right off. Boom. There you go, and all I need is this part. Nice, right? Saw here, saw here. I always take my pen and go over that little black area before it goes in the saw. Make it a little bit thicker. If you're not using a waterproof marker, Milwaukee's or another ones can do that too. Just put chapstick over it, Vaseline. It's fine. Otherwise, yeah, you just go in and you do that. Let me show you another one. One more time. Here it is. I get the biggest chunks off first. See that? And then go up and around. Let's do this around his head and his, this one. Do right around here. And then last but not least, don't push too hard because this is so fragile. It just pops. So we got them all. Pop this one. Can't tell if that was a pop or not. There it goes. And then pop this one. There we go. And this one. Two. There we go. Not perfect. And I'm going to fix this one. Now the birds, even though you're using a saw, I do recommend you using the grinder around the whole thing, especially if you're using these here, because when you hit them and split, they make little pieces. This is what everybody usually gets cut off. It's just little. And if you do not have the grinder, oh my goodness, just take the rivets of your grazing pliers, but be very careful. And you can just break them off, okay? Goes around, because this is what everybody gets cut off. Just do this and it gets them right off, okay? And then wash it real good, because this is just a one layer bird. One layer bird, you're going to want to have it nice and smooth, okay? But yeah, I showed you two. See if I show you one more, then I'll get them all done up. It goes pretty fast once you're getting started. Okay. Cut off all the big extras, because we're going to use those. Go up and around. Up and around. Around. Wish you guys could see these lines and see what I'm doing. Now don't worry about it being right on the line, okay? Because no bird, you don't want all your birds looking the same. Okay. Pop. Where's the popping noise? Just want a little popping noise. Nope, it broke. But that makes it easy. But the only thing is, like, if you do get one that breaks like that, let me finish this off real quick. If you get one that breaks like that, which it happens, put it together. Okay, let me kind of clean this up a little bit. It's part of the okay. So you have one that broke, right? Well, guess what? Take another piece, round it off a little bit. And he has a double layered wing. Not a problem, right? Just gives a little bit of extra. You still use the same tack fuse. Just use a tack fuse on these, by the way. Nice and easy. Hi everybody, you didn't miss much. Just putting the bird down and saying goodbye. But hello, the battery ran down. So you want to take your grinder and just slightly go over all the way around, okay? Nice and easy. We all know how to use the grinder, correct? What we need to know, yeah, look, it's so dirty. But anyways, here we go. We're going to cut these. Let's make sure I have enough water in here. Oh yeah. So you are just going to go down that line back up, side, and go down this way. Hard to see. There we go. I got that. Okay. So I always start with the smallest one first. And look at there. You have a full bird. Look at that. Was that not easy? You cut around the whole thing. Then you cut the wing area. And you saved so much on your blade, you guys. Look at that. Could you not ask for a better bird there? Okay. So now I've showed you how to cut out your birds. Hold on, let me shut off the grinder. Now I showed you how to cut out your bird, making the most of your glass. I am not going to show you how to do the bird. You can go to Glass Hoppa. He has an actual bird tutorial that you can use. Okay, that's Glass Hoppa. Go onto Patreon and look up for Glass Hoppa. I'll put a link down below. I just don't want to take his thunder. He's a great. He had many great tutorials, the birds being one of them. So I'm not going to show you how to do the bird itself, but yeah, look, I can tell you it's a tack fuse, and that's about it. Please join his tutorials. It's, I think, $5 or $10 a month. Out of all the Patreons I've joined, he's the only one I have left. He is amazing. Glass Hoppa. Okay, you guys, there's the birds. I will show a picture of a finished bird at the end, okay? Thank you, guys, and I hope you learned a lot of how to cut and make the most of your glass. Thank you. Bye.